Hello, everyone. My name is Alameen, and today we're going to be using JASP to perform some logistic regressions and answer the two questions we have for assignment number 13. We are going to be using database called ELS 2000. And the first question is asking me to conduct a logistic regression of grad school regressed on writing and SESQ. So if we look at the database, grad school is basically has values of 0 and 1, yes or no, did you attend grad school? And this is what you're trying to figure out. SESQ is socioeconomic status, categorized in 4 quartiles. So the values are going to be from 1 to 4. And writing is your ability to write standardized to a mean of 0 and SD of 1. Now that we have our data set, we can start a logistic regression with a dependent variable being the grad school. My covariant is writing, and my factors are the SESQ. And we start looking at my module. It has a p-value of less than 1%, meaning the null must go. This is a significant module. And then we start analyzing this coefficient columns here. We're looking at module 1 with the intercept. Basically, this is the reference group, which is the socioeconomic status quartile 1. And if we look at the odds ratio, they are higher than 1, which means that without comparing it to anything, people in the first quartile do have a probability of attending, a grad school. But then we look at SESQ2, and the odds ratio over here are 1.69. This is telling me that you are 96% more likely to attend a grad school compared to someone who is in the first quartile SES. And if we look at SES quartile 3, this jumps to 2.8. So basically, you're 185% more likely to attend a grad school compared to someone within the first quartile. Then this number really shoots up to 9.4. And this means that you're 840% more likely to attend the grad school than someone in the first quartile. It's also asking me to regress it on writing over here. So if we look at writing, the odds ratio are 2.07, which tells me for each increase, for each 1 standard deviation increase in your writing skills, the odds of you attending a grad school are increased by 107%. We look at some plots over here. They tell the same story. You are more likely to attend grad school if you fall in a higher SES quartile. So people in the 4th quartile, they have values very, very, very close to 1. Same with writing skills. We start with a mean of 0, which translates to approximately 0.65. And then with each 1 standard deviation increase in your writing skills, you are 107% more likely to attend a grad school. Question number 2 is looking to conduct a logistic regression of also grad school, this time regressed on SES plus race plus the interaction of SES and race. This SES number, I believe, is also has a mean of 0 and a standard deviation of 1. So this is not a quartile. This is continuous data. And race is going to be my factor this time. So if I go to logistic regression, my factors are race. I'm also, my dependent variable is always going to be grad school, and my covariant is the SES. This is what we are trying to look at, is the interaction between race and SES. So the intercept in this case is going to be Asians. and they have a baseline odds ratio of 7.7. It's pretty high chances if you are Asian, you're probably going to be attending a grad school. Then if we compare SES to the intercepts, and the odds ratio are 2.3, so basically each standard deviation, each increase in the SES, um, each one standard deviation increase in the SES is gonna mean that you're 137% more likely to attend a grad school. Now, if we look at race, black, and compare it to Asian, you have an odds ratio that is lower than 1. What this translates is if you are a black student, your odds are 64.7% lower, which is 1 minus the odds ratio. So you're 64.7% lower. You have lower odds of attending grad school. If we look at Hispanics, your odds ratio of 0.32, so 1 minus 0.32 means that you have lower odds by 68% to attend a grad school compared to an Asian student. Same thing for white students. You have 55.3% lower odds of attending grad school compared to Asian students. Now, if we look at the interaction between SES and race, and we start with black students, before we look at the odds ratio, you can see that the p-value is 0.77, which is pretty significant. This tells me that SES does not have an effect. Like the SES effect does not differ from Asian students to black students. And the same could be said for Hispanic with a p-value of 0.7. So that means that the SES does not differ from Asian to Hispanic students. But it does differ for white students. And this is where we look at the odds ratio, and we have an odds ratio of 1.9. It's basically telling me if you're a white student and you increase your SES by 1 standard deviation, your chances are 91% more likely to attend grad school if you're compared to Asian students. This is my interpretation of the data set. The plots here are kind of telling the same story. Asians have higher chances of attending grad school, and definitely SES plays a role. The higher your SES, the more likely you are going to be attending grad school. Thank you so much.